Okay, we start with homework 2, part 1, problem 2, using part sequence table, and we have a source of red job, and also we have a source of other job, but the other job right now has 4 different job type 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have certain type of a mixture for that. We start building this based on the previous model. Well, first we go back to the sequence red job, and for each one of the sequence red job machine visitation, we have associate processing time. So we're going to add an expression portion. We're going to call this processing time. Okay, processing time, and make sure it's units time, and time unit is minute. Here we can put in for job 1, for machine processing time. Okay, let's do that. And for this is random dot per dot 679, for example. Good, copy all these, and it will be 492, 912. Okay, next one will be 459. Okay, I'm not going to, do this exactly the same as the homework issue. So I'm going to change to sequence for job 1, for example. Now, go to machine B first, and machine C, and machine E, and machine F. Okay. Delete this. Again, I'm going to add an expression caution for processing time. With time unit and minute. Doing the same. Copy those. Okay, you can go ahead change these two according to the homework assignment. But now I'm going to continue, do it faster. Okay, this one will be sequence for job 2. Sequence for job 2 goes to machine C, machine E, F, sorry, machine F, and machine E, and machine A, and machine C. Then goes to the sink. Adding another expression. Okay, another expression section. I'm going to call this processing time. And time units is minute. Gonna copy and paste this over. Okay, move on to job 3. Okay, sequence. Machine D first. F. Come back to D. Then goes to B. Last goes to sync one more time. Expression column for the processing time. Change time units to minute. Copy the, I'm just going to do this faster so you can see how I set it up. Okay, and sequence for job 3, another sequence, for job 4, sorry. Sequence for job 4 is machine C first, machine A, machine D, and machine E. Then goes to the exit. Sync, adding an expression column for processing time. Copy the processing time. Okay, so now I have 5 sequence tables defined. The red job, job 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm ready to build a part table to consolidate the information to making a regular, we call the table parts. Okay, and adding a column for object. First column is part type. So the part type, column 0 will be red job. Column 1, 2, 3, 4. You can using, for other job, you can using one single entity with a 4 job type, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just to illustrate a different way to implement this. Okay, you can go ahead and stay with your implementation. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to add another column called mixture. The mix is determining what is the possibility for each one of the job type is 15%, and the second one is 25%. Job type 3 is 35%, and job type 4 is. And since red job is single, it has its own source. I don't have to specify the mix. I let it stay 0 for now. I'm going to referring to the job sequence. Okay, I'm just going to referring to sequence table thing. Adding a sequence table reference. sequence table. Okay, so this is what we call this part sequence. For example, part sequence, follow the part sequence, and red jobs follow sequence table red job, job number 1, job number 2, sequence number 2, sequence job number 3, sequence job number 4. So this is what we have set up. Next, we're going to add another column to reference to the processing time itself. I'm going to call this part time, P time, for example, processing time. Again, specify the time units to minute. And I'm going to refer to the sequence job 1 dot processing time. Okay, referring like that. Same thing, the second one is going to sequence job 2 table processing time. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is, let me do this. This is job 3. I missed the column. Row. Get it wrong row. Number 4. Okay, this is set. This is basically sequence red job. Sequence red job. Sequence red job. This is sequence job 1 dot processing. All right. So this finish the portion of the part table. We're going to come back to referring to the part table. Okay. We done this before in the class in chapter 5 lectures, and we come and see this. For the other job, instead of doing single entity, I'm going to follow the job type table. Interarrival time stay the same. I'm going to do the table references. The table references is referring to before the job is. I'm going to prefer to do the table parts and which number. I'm going to do the table parts. Tables mix column. I'm going to select based on the render row. Okay. Also, need to specify the sequence according to that. So the table name will be right here, table parts, part sequence based on that. Okay. This is what we have for the and also for keep track of each job type, I define a model entity, state variable called an integer called job type. For example, this is an integer defined within model entity. Now we can come back to here, do a state assignment. probably see better this way. Do a state assignment, do model entity, job type equals to a job priority in this case. And also go back here. This part is easy. I'm still going to base on job table using generate red job. The only thing is in the table reference, I'm going to refer to part table. I'm going to refer to first row of that table. Remember, instead of using a render row, we go back to see this part table. Row number 1 is referring to red job. Okay, so I don't have to worry too much. I can, and each one of them follow this corresponding. And also, right now I can specify for each one of a job process. What I have is the processing time. Instead of a specified each individual processing time, we can have a table parts. P time. That's my processing time referring to this. Okay. Let's review everything. We have total 5 different entities, the red job, and 4 other type of job. And red job has its own arrival pattern, and it's referring to the table parts, first row. And other jobs, other 4 type of jobs, is referring to part tables, part sequence as well. Here we can also do a C assignment, say this model entity, job types equals to 1. This is pretty much for priority purpose. Now we're ready to run this process, see if it works. Looks like it's working okay. Goes according to the process sequence using its own processing time. That concludes problem 2. Again, I want to make sure you know the solution we provided here is just a tutorial, it's a hint. It may not be the entire solution, it may not even be the correct solution. It's a suggestion for you to start this problem. And also, other students could have a different implementation, and there's nothing wrong with those. I've been working with a couple other students in class. I have suggest, or they have suggested a different implementation scheme, methodology, and those are fine too. I'm going to conclude this